There seems to be a bit of a divide on the reaction toward Backlash from last night's PLE. So that causes me to do something that I don't typically do, which is make a review of the show. By the way, if you guys want me to make reviews going forward, let me know down in the comment section below.
Give me a hell yeah!
So I want to talk about that divide that we seem to have in the wrestling commentator space or in the viewership space, the wrestling community. I'm going to talk about that on the back half of this review. I'm going to actually give my review unbiasedly, as I usually do. You know, when a show is bad, I let you know, in my opinion, why it's bad and why I think it's bad and things that they could do to improve it. And when a show is good, I'm going to let you guys know that the show was good. I enjoyed it. What I did enjoy about it and the things that I didn't necessarily enjoy, I'll let you know that as well. Even in balance is what we do over here at the Wiser Estates. You don't have to worry about me trying to spill a narrative. All right? Okay? All right, so we got all of that out of the way. Let's get to the review. First, I want to say that I live streamed this show. I'm going to be doing these for all of the PLEs. Still on the fence as to whether or not I should come back to doing live reactions to Raw and SmackDown. But for now, they will be on the PLEs. But I was live for this one, and I had a good time watching it. Now, overall, I'll give you my overall on what I thought about the show. Off the top, I thought that the show was good. It was good. It wasn't bad. It was better than okay. It was better than okay. I would say that the matches delivered and some overachieved. So let's start with the Fatal 4-Way. I came into this expecting that the Fatal 4-Way was going to be match of the night. And when I watched this thing live, I was a bit down on the match. I was down on the match because it was following that WWE formula of, all right, two guys are in the ring, two guys take a punch and then they powder or they lay down after taking absolutely no punishment whatsoever. So they were kind of getting into that trope early in the match, and that kind of dulled my expectations of what I had for this match. I was a bit down on it, and that carried throughout me watching this live. Now, upon watching it on the replay, I see that they only did that for the first few minutes of the match, and then they tried to get everybody physical at the same time. So let me say how I would like a Fatal 4-Way to go. Me, I like a car crash. I need people crashing out. Y'all know how I do. And if we got two people going at it in the ring, instead of just having the other two guys lay around and they're powdering and they're just sitting outside chilling, picking their fingernails, instead of doing that, those other two that are outside, they need to be getting at it. And they need to be getting at, it's not falls count anywhere, but it is like a no holds barred, no DQ, no rules, no, you know what I mean? That was another thing that was missing. We got no weapons in this match. They need to bring weapons into things, especially when you got a werewolf. You have a werewolf. You got to put him down. Why are we trying to put him down with punches? That's not going to work. We see how the thing is going with the gorilla. It's not going to work. You got a Scottish man. He wears a kilt. Weapons, people, weapons. I mean, LA Knight, he's pretty regular. Yeah, I mean, you could wrestle him. And Damian Priest, he's a tall guy. He's from the Bronx. Weapons, Timbs, something. We got to do something to put these people down. Get back to the weapons. Now, how would I lay this thing out? If we're going to have two in the ring, then the other two, if they're going to be outside of the ring, we need action going on out there. This way, we can flip back and forth between the action. So if we got two guys in the ring, we're showing action there, then we could just show the camera on the outside and we see that those two are going at it. It's the way we're not 100,000% sorely focused on what's in the ring and wondering, well, what are the other two guys doing? No, they're getting to the business. Also, when you have a live crowd, see, I give a different perspective when I talk wrestling, baby. I give a different perspective when I do my reviews. We look at this thing from a production standpoint, a logical standpoint, a psychological standpoint. It ain't just about moves and it ain't just about that, and we're gonna get to moves in the next match, but it ain't just about that. It's how this thing looks, how everybody comes off that makes me enjoy wrestling. So I want to see this thing from multiple perspectives. I want to see what's going on in the ring. I want to see what's going on outside of the ring. So upon second watch, I noticed that Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre went out into the crowd. Now, they showed them take a little bump ringside, and then they went away from it. They showed the guys working inside the ring. Next thing you know, next time we see Drew and Priest, they're in the audience climbing up the gimmick to do a spot. Cool. So now we're getting the multiple perspectives that I like to see. I like to know that these guys are being active. For the people that are in the audience, they can watch the match that's going on in the ring. For the people that are there, if these guys are coming around them, they got another surprise. Hey, these guys are wrestling right near us. You know, when they're out there and you're gonna get to South of Heaven, you got the little girl that's standing right there on that balcony, and she just kept screaming. That little girl, I wanted to punch the. Can I say that? I'm not sure if I could. Hello? All right. So that was cool. Now we get back to the ring. And we get to the finish of the match, and we get the Jacob Fatu, and we get the LA Knights, and we get the Solo Sikoa pulling Jacob Fatu off of the ring announce table so that LA Knight couldn't do what we all know he wasn't going to do, because LA Knight really doesn't do much. You know what? I was about to say something about LA Knight and people talking about something. All right, it's time for him to go for the main title. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop this. Please, y'all got it. Y'all did the same thing for Jey Uso. You did the same thing, and now y'all hate him. Y'all did the same thing for Cody, and now y'all hate him. And you've been doing it for LA Knight. Did y'all not see the patterns? Did you not see the patterns? The bell got a ring. Cody to a lesser extent. All right. But then we bring out Jeff Cobb. We got to get Jeff Cobb some lifts, because for you to be even shorter than Solo is wild. Absolutely wild. Like, it just didn't look imposing. You know, it just looked like, a big back threat. Like, that's it. It was just like a big back threat. And we got Jacob Fatu, who steers it down as they interfere on LA Knight and throw him in the ring. And Soul's like, all right, go on ahead and get him. And, Jacob's just like, this dude right here, who these? Now, this is a dude that, he do that whole thing. Jacob ain't no stupid dude. He ain't no dummy. You big dummy. He ain't that. That ain't Jacob. So, what does Jacob do? It's like, all right, I'm reading the room. I'm reading the tea leaves. I know when somebody trying to come for my spot. I know I ain't been loving on Solo the way that I used to love on Solo. So now Solo going out there looking for somebody else to rub on that love. And hold on, wait. So, all right, boom. We get the finish. We get the moonsault. We get the stare down. And Jacob's like, I don't fuck with these dudes. I'm out. In moments like this, I wish I had fuck this shit, I'm out on my soundboard. But I don't. All right. So what did we get from this? What was the purpose of this? Pretty good match upon second viewing. This match was for nobody but Jacob and nobody but furthering the storyline there. As I said in my prediction video, Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, they just needed something for them to do. And I would also say the same as with LA Knight. The three of these guys have nothing to do if it wasn't for just having this title match. They're all stuck in limbo. Priest, to a lesser extent, he could stay right there in that division. LA Knight, honestly, I think he might be better off going over to Raw. We might need to make a trade. We might need to trade LA Knight for Gunther, send Gunther over to SmackDown. I think that could work out. Or if you need a babyface, you don't need a babyface because Jacob's about to turn babyface. So I digress on that. By the way, speaking of Jacob and babyfaces, WWE clearly knows how to book babyfaces. I'm getting real tired of hearing that narrative of WWE doesn't know how to book babyfaces. No. WWE refuses to book babyfaces. It's not like they're lost in the times and they can't keep up with modern day wrestling and modern day. No. They know what works. They know that Austin worked, they saw it. They know that Rock worked, they saw it. They know that Brock Lesnar as a babyface worked, they saw it. They seen guys like these who are world beaters, who are badasses, who are people that are supposed to be shades of gray, and they still worked as babyfaces. We seen it throughout the history of wrestling, especially modern day wrestling. And now you're seeing it with a Jacob Fatu. I don't want to hear that WWE doesn't know how to book faces. They do. This whole trope that they're trying to do with Cody, different story. I guess with Cody, they're trying to show that we can still book the white meat baby face like old times in modern day wrestling. All right, cool. Granted, I'll give you that. But we're not going to act like modern day. People want to see badasses. Badasses is what works as baby faces. That's what we have as Jacob Fatu. They're not straying away from it. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel when it comes to Jacob, and it's working. So why can't we do this to other people? Why can't we do this for the women? Why can't we do this across the board? Not saying everything needs to be like Jacob. Not saying everybody needs to be badass like Jacob. Not saying that. But we need to give people attitude. We need to stop acting like when we see a Cody Rhodes, there's nobody walking around in real life, as the wrestling fans, there's nobody really walking around that's trying to act like Cody. Nobody. So why are we trying to build more Codys than more Jacobs? Jacobs is what's going to get the people talking. Jacobs, and I'm not talking about Jacob singular, Jacob plural, meaning the type of prototype that we have here. More so the badass, the guy with the aura, the people like that get talked about. People like that talk, like they make other people talk about them to their friends so that those friends can come in and start watching wrestling. Now you got two people watching wrestling instead of one person, and those two people might tell two more people, etc., etc., etc. We need more Jacobs. They know how to do it. They show us they know how to do it. We need more heels. They showed us they knew how to do it with Goon. And we got to talk about Goon. I'm gonna get to Goon. We gonna talk about Loon in this one. Yes, we are. Hey, let's take our time. We got time. Y'all got time? I know y'all seen the minute mark before I started this review. I don't know how long this is gonna go, but we gonna talk about Loon today. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, because he's getting Bray Wyatt territory with me. Up next, we had what was my personal match of the night. Is it because I'm like Lyra Valkyria fanboy now? I don't know, but I love this match, except for the ending. For people that was watching me along the stream, throughout this entire match, I swear, and you can go back and look at my live, and you can pinpoint like which match I'm talking about, because I changed the backgrounds throughout the show so that it reflects which match is going on. Watch me back in that match. Throughout the whole match, I'm like, they can't finish this on a roll-up. They can't finish this on a roll-up. Anytime they would even hint at him, you cannot finish this on a roll-up. You can't. Not with the match we're having. This match was great. This match was great. I love that Lyra was just wrestling circles around Becky. I feel like I said this last year. I said this, was it last year or the year before? I said this when Lyra first got onto the main roster, because I didn't watch her in NXT. When she first got onto the main roster, I'm like, yo, I think this woman patterned her whole moveset around Daniel Bryan. She wrestles just like him. She wrestles just like a young Daniel Bryan. And I said that in the beginning of the match. I said it when she first debuted. I said it in videos last year, not on this channel, on a different channel. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome, I'm Wiser. But she struck me as a Daniel Bryan type of wrestler. Very technical, very grapply. I love it. And you know what? Maybe that's why we don't got Shayna's Blazer no more. She's gone. Don't need her. Why? Because we got Lyra's Valkyria. Now she's getting apostrophe S's. The thing that I liked about this match is Lyra told Becky that she's not a better wrestler than her on Raw, and she went in there and proved it. And even during the match, she got in Becky's face and told you, I told you, you're not a better wrestler than me. I said, oh shit. Oh, she told her that. That's what she said to her face. But the thing about Becky is Becky's not here to wrestle. Becky's here to fight. Becky's from Ireland, baby. Is she from Ireland? She's Irish? Well, she used to have orange hair. Anyway, Becky was about the brawl. Becky was about the fight. That's what her style is. That's what got her to the dance, and that's what she's going to stay true to. Okay, cool. So now we have styles colliding, styles clashing. Which style is going to win out here? I'm glad that Lyra won, and I'm glad that Bayley had nothing to do with the finish, with the story, with anything here. Why? Because that does two things. It makes that Intercontinental title more important, especially now that Lyra has a marquee name on a big show that she beat. Granted, did she beat Bayley with a roll-up too? Oh, hell no. See, and this right here is why I say we can't do the roll-ups. The match was too good to sit there and try to protect Becky on the back end. We don't need to. I would much rather a flash, like Lyra has multiple ways that she can finish her opponent. If she has like a flash move that could win a match quickly or suddenly, we need to establish that. That needed to be a thing. This way, if we catch Becky off guard and we hit her with this flash move, 1, 2, 3, we can still get to the same outcome that we got to. The Kelly kills it. Wait, was that KK? All right, why is it? You gotta stop this. I don't do this on purpose. I swear I don't. It just comes to me. Pause. So the Kelly kick out the Kelly roll up. We can't do this. We can't do the Kellys. And this is why the entire match I kept saying, and I knew it was gonna happen. I knew they was gonna finish it with a roll up. We didn't have to protect Becky with that. We didn't have to. We could have got to the same ending with a flash pin. The Kelly roll up is just, it's cheap. It's cheap. When you have a match like that and you end it with the roll up, the crowd goes from 10 to because it's not definitive. It's not, well, yeah, she beat her. Now, granted, the flash pin also isn't definitive, but at least she beat her with a move. It was purposely done. I love the match. The styles collided. Lyra owned her, absolutely owned her. I love this match from beginning to end. I'm glad that she vindicated everything that I've been saying about her for a while now. And I still heard people online saying this was a boring match and Lyra can't rap. I'm like, no, what are y'all watching? You know what? I said I'm going to talk about that at the end of this, not here during the review. Okay, up next, we had Dom versus Penta. Look, we ain't got to spend too much time with this. This match was thrown together. Was it a good match? Yes. Dom's babyface. All right, as if we didn't know this going into WrestleMania, as if we didn't know this coming out of WrestleMania, we know it now. Dom's babyface. Dom is even using babyface moves. During his entire heel run with the Judgment Day, Dom has not been using his babyface moveset. Now he's tapping back into the moveset that he used when he was wrestling with Rey Mysterio. That over the rope swinging DDT that he hit with Penta, a thing of beauty. Dom, it's another one I've been saying. Dom is gonna be the future of this company. He's gonna be one of those guys, yo. Dom is going to be, I'll say one of those guys, if not the guy in the next 5 years. Hey, it sounds blasphemous saying it now. It does. But when you look at everything from a marketability standpoint, from a legacy standpoint, from a longevity standpoint, from the heritage standpoint, or whatever else you want to call it, the lineage, Dom has all of it. All of it. And he's marketable in different countries. So no matter what your perception is of him right now, look at it in the future. Dom isn't going to always be what you see today. All of this has been developing of layers and layers and layers of Dominic Mysterio. I would go as far as to say, character-wise and build-wise, Dominic Mysterio might be the best character built. When it's all said and done, he might go down as one of, at minimum top 10. I'll even go as to say as a top 5. Character development from the time, bro, you got this dude when he was on a pole, from the time he was a child to what we have today, and then what we can have develop into the future. Dominic Mysterio might be the best developed project to ever come out of WWE. I may be going too far. Did I ruffle feathers? I don't want you to dislike me. I just want you to turn off emotion and then just give me your logical way of thinking. Can you do that for me, please? I want you to do that for me. Fist bump. All right, match was good. Penta, he got El Grande Americano. Look, I'll be happy when this singles run is over with Penta so him and his brother could get together. Because right now it just feels like we're stalling for time before they get back together. Yeah, now I mean it don't feel like they're really trying to push him to something substantial. It feels like they're trying. Why do they always have like the Latins work with the Latins, and you know, when they have enough black people, it's the black people working with the black? Why is WWE so segregated? Bro, like, am I bugging? I don't know. And like, if they're not working with another Latin, like you get to work with Gable. all while cool and all, but he's like the super American guy. He's Jack Swagger. Like, you know what I mean? It's you get it? Am I bugging? Like, I want to see these guys just work with everybody. You got Ray Phoenix. I want to see, let's see, who has Ray Phoenix worked with? A bunch of Latino people in El Grande Americano. That's about it. I would love to see him work with, did we get him in Carmelo Hayes? I don't think that we got Phoenix and Carmelo Hayes. Can we get him in Aleister Black? Penta, on the other hand, did we get him with Braun Breaker straight up? I think we did get him. Yeah, we did get him in Braun Breaker straight up, but that was interfered with by some Latinos. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to see can we get Penta and Seth Rollins for the one time? Is that too much to ask for? Can we get Penta and Seth Rollins for the one time? Can we get him and Jey Uso for the one time? Can we get Penta and Gunther for the one time just to see what's gonna happen? Can we get Ray and Drew for the one time? Can we get Ray and Damian Priest for the one time? Ray and Jacob Fatu for the one time? Let's make these guys feel important, and we're not doing that. We're not doing it. I said I wasn't going to spend too much time on this, and I've spent too much time on this. It was a good match. We didn't need it for the pay-per-view. I would have much rather the tag team match here, or even that women's tag team match that I mentioned in the prediction video with Rhea and Io versus the NXT girls. I would have much rather that than this. You know what I mean? It's because it was just thrown together at the last minute. All right, moving along. We got to talk about my guy Loon. Yep. Yeah, we got to do it.
Fuck that! Clear, guys. Fuck that! You shut your mouth!
Yeah, unfortunately, we got to... All right. This match went exactly how I thought that it would go. I figured that Loon would play with his food, and I figured that Pat McAfee would get in offense. Look, Pat McAfee's a wrestler. Granted, and I'll give it to him. I'll give him kudos. I'm a Colts fan. I'm going to ride for the Colts. I'm going to ride for my punter. Now that we got that out of the way. Goon... There was no threat to Goon here. There was zero threat to Goon throughout this entire match. And even midway toward the back end of the match, when Pat McAfee tried to go for a cover on Goon, where we've gotten to a point where, okay, this match has gone along long enough, maybe we could get a 2 count out of him. Bro, Goon ain't even let this dude get the full 1 count before he before he pushed him back up and got up before Pat McAfee got up. So this dude got up like Luffy threw Saturn while he was in Gear 5, and Saturn just flies way out of the... That was a big... Wait, I'm talking One Piece. I'm sorry, y'all don't watch One Piece. But for those of you who get the reference, you get the reference. He threw Saturn like 10 miles away, and in a blink of an eye, Saturn was right back in his face. Spoiler alert for those of you who are anime only. That's what Loon did here. Right, which was cool. Like, Loon was always on his ass, and you knew Pat McAfee didn't stand a chance. I just don't like that Loon made him feel like he had a chance. Now, here's the problem that I have with this match. Problem I have with this match isn't the match itself. I'll give him a pass because I saw this coming. My expectations for what they was going to do was not high. Actually, I take that back. I said in the prediction, and I said it in the live stream, that Goon needed to treat Pat McAfee like he was Jimmy Uso, not Jay, because why would we treat him like Jey Uso? I mean, Goon's gonna tap out to Jey Uso in 8 seconds, whereas Pat McAfee didn't tap out whatsoever. Goon couldn't last 8 seconds in that move, and Pat McAfee said, I'm just gonna chill here. God, what are we doing to my guy Loon, bro? Perception is everything. We can't forget that, but they seem to drop the ball when it comes to things like that. And this is why I say, like, they're actively trying to hurt some people's mystiques. Just like when I said months ago that they were doing it to Roman, and people like, nah, man, Roman got a lot left in the tank. And I'm like, nah, look at what they doing to him. It's not like Roman is losing aura by mistake. This is manufactured. They are doing this to him. Now we have it right in front of our faces with Loon. Look at how it started with the Otis and Tozawa. That's where it started. Right there. Right there. When he's in there having a 50-50 with Otis and then a 50-50 with Tozawa, I said, oh Lord, here we are. We in the dark ages. We are in the dark ages. Yes, we are. Then we're tapping out to Jay at Mania. I said, oh Lord, oh Lord. Now, granted, they gave us a glimpse. They gave us a glimpse of hope when he bludgeoned Jimmy, bludgeoned him, wiped his blood all over his body, licked his blood, spit it out. Didn't want that. We got a glimpse of greatness. So I said, he's got to do this to Pat in order to save face. Bro, he tipped his cat to Pat. What are we doing, Goon? Oh, what are we doing to my guy Loon, man? It's over for Luther. It is over for Luther. It's done. It's done. Stick a fork in him. Why? Because what was this match for? Granted, it was to pay off how Pat McAfee was treating Luther throughout the buildup of WrestleMania with him and Jay, how he was mocking Luther behind his back. Okay, I'll give you that. That's part of the story that people missed. I didn't. And that's why we ultimately needed to pay this off. But pay it off for who? Why are we paying this off for Pat? Why are we making Pat look good here? When Loon is the character that needed salvation. Loon is the character that needed the help. What the fuck are we doing? What's the payoff here? It's not like Pat's about to have another match. Loon is the one that got to go out there and wrestle week to week. So we make Pat look good for what? We make Loon look weak for what? This should have ended in a bloodbath, a concussion. It should have ended the same way that Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton ended. That's how this should have ended. But we can't have nice things now, can we? Until further notice, man, it hurts me to say this, but I got to give Loon that Bray Wyatt treatment. I can't talk about him. Until further notice. Until further notice. Until further notice, I cannot do it. I can't talk about him no more. I gotta pass up on talking about my guy. R.I.P. I might make a eulogy for him come Monday. I might have a eulogy. All right. Now we get to talk about
Nothing.
All right. Yeah. Talk about the tale of two halves. When this match first started out, it was boring. By the way, the Loon match actually was good. It wasn't boring or anything like that. I just didn't like how it went. This match, tale of two halves. The beginning of it, slow. This was like Triple H slow. This was prodding. It wasn't even methodical. It was just super slow. Until they started exchanging finishers. Normally, I'm against finisher spam, but I like the way that they laid it out because they use their finishers as counters to each other's finishers, showcasing that these dudes have been at odds against each other for 25 years, and they haven't wrestled in 8 years, but they've known each other for an extremely long time. So they know each other's wrestling style, they know what's coming, they know how to counter each other very well. So to go from one guy trying to go for a finisher to it getting countered into a finisher, I'm not against that. I think that it told a good story as to, these guys' history. Then we get the ref bumps, we get the John Cena doing the sneaky covering his mouth. That was funny. Cena acting like a super villain. This guy, Cena's stupid. People don't like the Cena heel turn. People are not liking how it's going, and I can't fault them for not liking it because it's getting to points where I'm like, fuck, I don't even like this shit. But it has me wondering, is this what Cena wants? Does he want everybody to not like this? And if so, oh my God, it's working, but oh my God, it's boring. It's boring. However, Andy was able to pull a good match out of this. That second half with the bumps and the interferences, the run-ins, the outside table spots and all of that gave you something to sink your teeth into, and they made it into, instead of trying to give you some technically savvy match, they gave you guys a fun match, a match that kind of serves as a tribute to their history. It was just fun. It was fun. So I'm not against how they went about it. As for John Cena's heel turn and how I feel like it's going, well, never mind. I don't need to go deep into it because I already explained it. I don't know what they can do to make more of this instead of it probably being more of the same. Maybe it being Cena being more dastardly. Maybe he needs to take on some fan favorites and find more ways to cheat to win. I think it'd be cool if he has some matches where he doesn't cheat to win. Maybe he does get the R-Truth match, which is how this thing ended. Randy Orton was going to go for the punt. R-Truth ran in the way. He had to eat a RKO because what the F are you doing? And Cena with the low blow, the title shot to the head, 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. But if let's say we were to get like a John Cena versus a R-Truth, then we need Cena to completely dominate this guy. We need him to completely dominate him and give R-Truth no hope whatsoever. No comeback, no nothing, no 50-50. This needs to be 99 to 1%. That's what this needs to be. He needs to go out and start squashing people. Let's say it's a match you're looking forward to, and Cena just goes out there and squashes that guy because you thought that you was about to get a really good match, and Cena's like, buries it alive. Now people are pissed off. See, I would like stuff like that because why? It gets people in their feelings. It gets people in their feels, which is ultimately what a heel should do. There is nothing that he should do that you should like. And so far, it is working for what he's doing, but it's not necessarily working on the audience because the audience is still cheering him. Now, I'm not going to put much stock into what happened after the match with John Cena looking dejected or regretful or anything like that. I'm not putting much stock into that. I don't really care about that. Cena's gonna do what Cena's gonna do. I saw him put R-Truth through the table. I saw all of that. All right, whatever. Anyway, I enjoyed the show, but now we got to talk about this IWC. We got to talk about the fake Outlash. We got to talk about I'm at a point where before I did my review and before my rewatch, because I had to rewatch it, I'm like, damn, was it really this bad, people? Yo, people are taking a steamer on this. And it's got me wondering, as far as content creators, right? And I'm going to talk about the people that watch as well. But as far as content creators, I'm like, okay, are people being negative because that's just what their brand is at this point? Like, it's okay to say that there was something you like. They'll go and say that this show was garbage, but then tell you as they're reviewing the show and the matches, they liked more than they disliked. So it's like, is it on brand to just be negative? Is it on brand to just complain? Like, I'm not against complainers. Feel how you feel. But some of it feels fake. It feels like fake outrage to me. It really, really does, yo. And I ain't talking about nobody in particular. Yeah, I am. Well, no, I'm not. I'm talking about that whole side of people that's like, oh, this is a glorified Raw show. This could have been on TV, or this was a waste of time, or we didn't need this. We didn't need this match. We didn't need this PLE. What are we supposed to? Are we not supposed to get anything? Are we not? And then when they do something good, well, that was good, but it didn't make sense because of this one thing over here. And it's like, oh my God. Is there anything that's going to please you people? There's nothing that, like, I liked it, but as a whole, this shit was garbage. Why? Well, because it didn't make sense. Well, why didn't it make sense? Well, I'm not going to explain why it didn't make sense. See, this why over here on this channel and the people that rock with me, that's been rocking with me for years, y'all know I give thorough explanations as to why I dislike something, as to why I like something. What can be done to improve that something, and what can be done if that something was good that they need to do more of. I break it down. I don't need to go blow for blow, pause. I don't need to go punch for punch. I don't need to do none of that. I need to tell you why something worked and where it can go and what on it needs to improve if necessary. These people don't even give you solutions. They don't even give you options. They just want to bury the shit. And then they get their crowd to feel that same way because they strike a certain chord within that crowd that crowd resonates with. And now that crowd completely shits on the entire thing. It's like the whole thing with Sneeko, where Sneeko, he dumping on women a little bit. And then you get, the little kids that meet up with them. And they're like, fuck women, kill women. And it's like, oh, wait. And Sneeko's like, wait. That's not the message I'm trying to push. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, because you're not being fair and balanced. When you like something, you're not expressing that thing that you like. There's levels to this shit. Now, granted, these people are going to grow their channels. They're going to grow their channels all based off of pure negativity. And the audience that they're going to get is going to be that type of people. I like my audience to be fair and balanced. I like my audience to challenge me on something that they may disagree with, and we can have a friendly discourse. Now, when I say discourse, I don't mean you come to me, yeah, man, I feel like that. Don't come to me with your chest out. Come to me with your logic and reasoning, and we can joke, because I'm not about to debate you. By the way, I am going to come up with a debate show soon, so you guys might want to tune in for that. And the debate show is going to be fan interaction, viewer interaction. It's going to be live stream. I'm going to be bringing on people as we go along for people to debate me live and direct. I can hold my own. I think I'm pretty good at it. But ultimately, it's entertainment. I'm here to be entertained. I'm here to be entertaining. I want the people that interact with me to entertain me and be entertained by me. We can entertain each other. Jokes, everything. I don't care. Let's have fun. Because when you are a fan of something, ultimately you just want to have fun with that thing. It's supposed to be a reliever of the things that can be going on in your life. This is something that you watch to get away from that thing. Now, there's going to be times where you want to shit on it. And trust me, I shit on it. Steamers, crazy work, runs. But I'm not going to pretend that I don't like something, because that's the type of audience that I've made. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to my viewers. No. This show to me was fine. But to those people that are making reviews, and to those people that are leaving the comments on channels like that, where you can listen to them and tell that they actually did like the show, but they're trying to find something negative about it just to say that they didn't like it. Come on, bro. It's fake as hell. But I'm wiser. That's all I got for this one. I hope I gave you guys a nice enjoyment to your extended stay. Man, y'all said I ain't have it.